Historic Preservation Zone Advisory Board. And first things first is roll call. So I am here. Stan.
Here.
Steve is not yet. Martha.
I'm here.
Great. Jan.
Here, present.
Maurice.
Here.
Matt.
Here.
Lynn. Lynn, can you hear us?
She's here, but she's muted.
Well, since it's recorded, should we just clarify that she's here?
You need to respond. You can go ahead whenever you get on there. We can put the time. She needs to answer present.
Great. Okay. Item 2, review and approve the legal action report from the meeting we had on June 16th, 2026. And I had a couple quick notes. Michael, can we start adding the addresses of the minor reviews? Again, we need to do that because to do the summary at the end of the year, I think you'll need that.
I'm here.
Yay, Lynn is present. Good.
No, I'll take a good note of that.
Great. I believe it was 126 East 14th Street for the June meeting.
Yeah, the reason I was not present at that meeting, so I wasn't sure of what the rate has said that.
Before you send it into the clerk after we approve it, it would be good to just add that so that
I will
have a record.
Did you say it was 136?
Yeah, 126 East 14th Street. I think Stan did it. It was windows, doors, and rehab on a alternate building in the back.
Yeah.
It was a very nice presentation.
Noted.
Did anybody else have any comments or concerns before someone makes a motion? Does anyone want to make a motion?
What are we making a motion on? The minutes?
The minutes from the June 16th meeting.
Okay, I make a motion to approve the minutes as submitted.
Thank you, Stan. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you,
This is
Martha.
Martha McClevens.
Yep, I recognize. Wonderful. Okay, roll call. Stan.
Yes.
Martha.
Yes.
Jan.
Yes.
Maurice.
Yes.
Matt.
Yes.
Lynn. And I say aye. Approved from all members present. Okay, item 3. Michael, did you get any calls to the audience on any item?
No, Mr. Chair.
Okay. All right. Then we'll move on to reviews. Item 4. All right. First case we have tonight is a continuation. Item A, SD 0326-00051/TC-RES-1225-06221, 848 South 4th Avenue. And I think, Alex, you're back?
Correct, I'm here.
To present? Okay. A little surprised that all you did is rotate the building and remove a walkway since we had a long laundry list, but let's see go ahead and present what you've changed.
I can't share yet.
Mr. Chair, before you go to that, I believe.
My apologies, Michael.
Okay.
Would you please give staff reports?
I believe we did send in a copy of our staff report with our findings. I think you all read it, but I would like to go through it by repeating the same thing, just so that we have a common understanding of what we actually said today. This case was before you on May 19th. we should just approve the legal action report. The case was continued for a future hearing with 8 conditions. And the 8 conditions are stated here. So today before you, it's a revised plan of what Alex has done to meet all these 8 requirements that you asked of. So we believe that the plan that is before you today is a revised plan, which is intended to show how the applicant has met all these 8 things that you requested from. And then I will move on to our staff finding, which we said, or I said, the applicant has revised the plans to meet most of the Armory Park requests. However, staff are still concerned that the new carport infill is not differentiated enough from the main residence, given that the original home is brick and the new proposed infill is also going to be brick. So this, to staff, presents a case of, this is a kind of false sense of history because this is clearly a new addition and the standards require that the new addition should be clearly differentiated from the old. We believe that if the addition is still brick, it is not being differentiated from the new, unless the applicant will explain to us exactly what is going to make it different. To better differentiate the old from the new, a stucco or some horizontal wood siding would be better, would be a better choice for this differentiation. Additionally, it is recommended that a breakup of the blank facade that is proposed in the front wall of the infill. So we are actually proposing that the blank facade should actually be broken up so that you can not just be looking at block wall. You see some, and this would be in keeping with the historic fenestration pattern of the existing home, the surrounding area. A ribbon window or group window opening is recommended for the front facade of the new addition. We are also suggesting, and this is something we would routinely want to do for most of the contributing properties, that we are advising the applicant to confer with the Arizona State Historic Preservation Office, SHPO, as early as possible to ensure that the proposed project will not compromise the participation in the state property tax reduction program. And we provided information as to how the applicant can actually contact the state. That is basically our findings on this. And when you go on the findings, you'll see a section that we talk about staff comments, which we just talk about for visibility. We said that the alteration will be visible. A new should be differentiated from the old. And then when you come to projection and recession, we think that the proposed recession is 10 inches from the front facade and the main house.
That's without a potential 4-inch brick, correct?
Yes, that's correct, Mr. Chair. And then I also talk about the blank facade, which is proposed for the infill addition, is not compatible with the existing window opening pattern that is observed within the neighborhoods. Going along, when we come to the material, the main concern for staff here for material, the main concern is whether the proposed infill carport is differentiated enough from the original home, given that the original home is brick and the proposed infill is also brick, which is what I said before. I will make recommendation for alternative or ways by which this differentiation could be achieved.
Okay, then. Is that it from staff?
Yeah, that is it from staff. Then we talked about the character defining features. We said the open carport is a character defining feature. The proposed infill will need to be more differentiated and compatible, which is what we refer you to see the findings above.
I think we handed that at the last meeting when we continued it, because we were concerned and recognized that it is a character defining feature, but we also can't design the proposal.
No, you cannot design for the applicant. So Alex is here to let you know how we are able to meet all those conditions that you had, and then he also talk about how he has tried to mitigate some of the step findings that I'm presenting before you.
Okay.
Alex, I've made you the co-host so you can share your screen.
Okay.
Right off, why don't you show us what's different from the last proposal, and then we can get into what maybe still needs to be done.
I don't have the old one open right now. I only have the new one that I
That's
sent you
fine.
guys.
That's fine.
All right. So, yeah, right away, as Michael brought up, moving that addition back, I did only move it 10 inches. So yeah, if that's a concern, we can definitely look at either moving it back more or turning it to stucco. I mean, I'm okay with stucco. However, I think that as aesthetically, it won't look very appealing to have it all brick and then that part stucco because it's going to look like a big eyesore now. So I would be more open to just shifting it back. You are correct that the 10 inches is to stud. And so if we had a 4-inch brick, then that means we'd only have 6 inches of recess. So with that being said, I mean, I'd be okay doing like a whole foot or two to give it a good definition to face a veneer, if that's what we're looking for, because that is what I have here is only 10 inches.
Quick question. That drawing shows that the rear facade is flush with the existing house, but on your revised site plan, it shows it pushed 2 feet back.
That's just an error. This is line work. The other thing's the 3D, so that would be incorrect on how that's represented. Yeah.
Okay, and I noticed that the drive didn't change either, and it's still actually in front of this area, correct?
Yeah, that was one that. So when I took my notes in the last meeting, I didn't take that down. Then I saw it on the comments. I did not know what it was for. I couldn't recall at all. So
Because I recall
that's all existing. So I mean, it's not anything of concern.
And I
We're
recall
not
you're
changing.
not planning on changing the chain link
Yeah.
fence in the front yard of this building.
No, nothing like that. No,
So the
not
driveway will remain.
exactly.
Okay. So you'd be willing to push the whole area back and then maybe do some different facade in front, but perhaps do brick or brick and stucco combo on the other sides? Or wood siding? Or what do you think?
I mean, I think I would definitely like to keep the brick in the front again, just aesthetics. It's gonna look ugly once you throw stucco and the wood siding in there. Wood siding's not good in our weather, of course. But yeah, I mean, if we're okay with doing like the brick on this side and then wrapping like 3 feet and then the rest stucco, I think that would be fine. If that's what we're looking for. I mean, but as far as I would, and then yeah, pulling it back a couple of feet. Right now, that room space is 17.9. That's more than enough room. So if we can go up to like 15 feet and it'd still be a decent sized room for a master room in that area. So
What is that strange notch in the back in the northeast corner where the brick faces that you're showing don't meet? You have a notch in the corner.
it's just the way the program didn't clean up. There's nothing special happening there.
Okay. And any comments about the planning department's recommendation that you put some sort of fenestration and not leave a blank wall in the carport area?
What do you mean?
Well, Michael just outlined it, that a blank wall is not something that we normally approve on a front facade of a building.
I mean, adding a window here.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't have an objection to that. If anything, I would like to have just one single window here and then lose these two guys. I think that'll allow us to set the furniture better in there anyways.
Well, then you would be creating an entirely blank face on the south. And I realize that your Arizona room that was added in the 70s doesn't have any windows on it, but you're still presenting a lot of blank brick walls here. Although you should correct your plans because there are windows on the south side of the main house, and there are.
That blank wall you're speaking of would be on this side then. This is
Some,
right up against the neighboring property. And it's actually heavily vegetated right here. So you would never see those.
Okay. And there isn't, you haven't drawn in your back porch, and I think there's two doors off of that, one from the kitchen and one from the Arizona room. Correct?
Mm, I would have to look at the calls. I'm not doing any work in the Arizona room whatsoever, so I don't know what's going on over there.
Well, it shows up in your photo of the back that there is a porch there. And a
Yeah.
window, frankly. Probably in the shed that you're proposing to demolish. Have you been there?
I mean, I focus on what's part of the work. We're not doing anything work over there,
Okay.
which I ask that you focus on as well.
Okay. And the other thing is that Michael mentioned it, and it was one of our conditions that the window configuration should match the historic window configuration, which I believe is vertical paneled. I believe currently there's sliders on it because of the age of the building. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
it's
of the
in a wonky
construction,
air.
but they are vertical panes of glass instead of horizontal panes of glass like you're proposing.
Okay. Yeah, so we can lose these two windows and we'll throw a slider here, and I'll shift this back 2 feet to give it some more reveal.
Well, we'll have to clarify materials because there isn't a materials list yet. Okay, I'm going to open it up to the board for comments. I still have a bunch of questions and we haven't even gone to the ADU. I will say that when we said turn it around so the entrance is towards the south, we thought, in my mind, I thought it would be more of a mirror image. So because all the windows are now facing the blank brick wall of your Arizona room and there's hardly anything on the west side. But, just a comment. Okay, Stan, you're first.
Yes, I had the same comments that you had on the setbacks versus the floor plan and the site plan, and also the windows. So I think that's been taken care of. The other questions I have are dealing with, and this doesn't affect any approval of yours, but I don't understand the new water service. It looks like you're going with a 3/4 inch water line, but you're going to add a new 1 1/4 inch water line on the property yet going to the water meter. Then what happens after the water meter? Are you going to put a new 1 1/4 inch line from the water meter to the main?
I don't know how this relates to the HPZ review.
I'm just saying that just from a standpoint, are you going to dig up the street? Because if you're going to do it, you should do it now.
Yeah, there will be a right-of-way permit for it when they dig up the street.
Okay, but you understand that they're doing the paving here real soon.
Which will put a 5-year moratorium on digging up the street. And they're
Yeah,
paving
that'll
it.
be a city comment and the contractor to deal with when they go through that route.
Okay.
And the other question I get, it deals with the utilities again. You got a sewer line that you're showing coming out of the bedrooms on the south side that's going around to the house. Is that, I'm not too sure I understand that.
Again, then how does this relate to HPZ?
I'm sorry?
How does your question relate to HPZ?
It doesn't affect it. It's not going to change the approval one way or the other. It's just, I don't understand why you're drawing that on this plan right now that shows it coming from an existing line, I'm assuming, a 3-inch line, and you're coming along the east side of the new AHU and then going along the south side of the existing house and then into a bedroom. Is that a new water line or sewer line that you're putting in?
Anything that correlates to the house would be existing. That's just how whatever the sewer maps would show. That's where you gather the information from.
Okay, I mean, like I said, it's not going to affect the approval, but it just seemed odd to me that you're putting a new sewer line in there that's going to a bedroom in the existing house that has no other plumbing in that area.
Mhm.
Probably won't make any difference because it's currently too small to split the lot, Stan, but in the future it could be a problem to have somebody's sewer going under a new building. But again, it's not our purview.
Yeah, I agree. The other question I have is the gate that's on the south side that you're adding a new sidewalk, and what's happening to that gate? Are you making it just a single gate now, or is it still a double gate?
Now we're still dealing with just the addition. I haven't talked on the ADU yet.
So you don't know what you're doing there?
I do know, but we're not ready to discuss that part yet. This is two projects, so we got to make sure we deal with the addition first, and then we'll move on to the ADU and the ADU questions.
Okay, then I'll clarify it for the board. Stan, can you unraise your hand? Other board members, questions about or concerns about the main residence, fenestration, setback, blank wall, brick, options, etc. Who wants to start?
So let me just add, Mr. Chair, that consistent with what Stan was saying, if you look at staff report on enclosure, we also of the same opinion like Stan that if a gate is being proposed, the applicant will need to provide the elevation for the gate. So
This
if
is
you
true.
would defer that to discuss
This
during
is
the
true, but Alex hasn't yet presented the ADU.
okay.
Alex, why don't you go ahead and finish that part of the proposal and then we can talk about anything.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so that was the comments that we had to deal with for the addition was the pop out the window now, and then well then you wanted to make sure it was brick or veneer, and so I just made sure to clarify that now with the my details in the plans. So let me go to that part here.
And the brick that you were proposing, is it similar in color and size?
It will be yes, 100%.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get closer if anything. So here now I've called out the anchored stone veneer. So it'll be a solid stone brick veneer. But it's the 4-inch anchored. It's not adhered. That's what the details I'll call for.
Okay. Go ahead and let's walk through the changes to the ADU because it looks
Yeah,
like it was just a 180 flip.
pretty much, yeah, because that's what was the comments that we believe on it. So we had the comment to rotate 180. So that's what I did. I did rotate it 180. We had to change the axis. So now I'm utilizing that gate that's there. So that's the axis right off of the street. And then we wanted a new gate. I did call for a new gate. That's what this note is saying, existing gate replaced with new. However, you're right, I did not provide any sort of what that gate will be. So if we want to see something, I'll definitely have to get that from the contractor, what they want to replace it with. Because the contractor's the one doing the work on this one. And that you don't have.
Okay. Yeah, that would have to be turned over for a minor review for the replacement of that wooden gate. And something else with your program, it says the north setback is 18.6, but because that bump out for the one bedroom is 2 feet 2 inches, it's actually 16.4 for your setback from the north. I assume they were trying to line it up with the main building when the drawings were done on your plan. And can you tell me now if you're allowing 6 feet between the old residence and the new residence, what is your western setback?
5 feet. It's still the same setbacks as it was. It was 5 feet building, then 6. So this is still 5 feet over here.
Okay.
Yeah. And then yeah, what this is that I'm flushing out the porch that's there to the face of the building. So the building itself is set back quite a bit now.
Okay, so your kitchen window will face the western wall, but bedroom 2 will face the back porch of the main house and the door to the kitchen, and the living
Yeah,
room will face a blank wall. Is that
correct.
correct?
Yeah, really close in proximity. I mean, if anything, I might even want to just lose these guys and throw this one over here because yeah, it's really close. 6 feet's really close. But this is the side that faces the street now with the porch and the doors and the 2 windows.
Well, all of these things are little things that if you want to continue to change, you can always ask for yet another continuation. But okay. Anything else on your revised plans before we get to the board?
No, I think that was your guys' comments that I dealt with.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go through roll call. Stan, you've addressed the fence and
Yes.
the pedestrian access, which will mean we'll have to do a minor review for any gate that goes in there.
Yes.
Anything else?
No.
Okay. Martha,
Nothing is coming to mind.
what are your thoughts about the staff comments on the replacement extension for the main house?
Who
Does
am I to
anybody-
question stuff? No, just teasing. Go back to trying to kind of keep up on my own way doing the plans. So may I see the extension again from the main house?
The plan of it. This one.
Yes. Porch, here's the bath.
So we could put a window in it and stucco it and close up one or more on the north side, or stucco the whole thing, or set it back 2 feet into a smaller room, still with a brick facade, or thoughts?
Well, I don't think everything has to be stuccoed. Um, I would think just maybe even a change of brick style would be noticeable and it wouldn't be trying to be a false representation. So that really is, I think a window would be lovely, but I also believe that the people that want to build something should mostly be able to build it. So thank you. I'm done.
Thanks. Jan, questions?
Yeah, I actually brought up the window thing at our last meeting and I thought it was included in the notes, but I wasn't at the meeting and missed that. But I do think the window would be important in terms of just reducing such a long, expansive blank facade, a window of some sort. I also think the setting the room back a little bit from the front more than it is now would help be at least a slightly reminiscent of the carport and show it as a distinct separate structure. So if it were set back, I don't feel strongly about a materials change. If it were set back noticeably. And let's see.
There's other options. I mean, it could be a brick pony wall with stucco above on that facade to differentiate it.
Brick. Yeah. Yeah, I do. It's a long facade otherwise, especially without the windows and kind of unusual. But yes, you're right. There are other materials options they could explore if they were interested. The discussion about the windows, and maybe there'll be some on the north, maybe they won't, maybe there'll be some on the east side, maybe there won't. And then talking about the gate as a minor review, I guess I'm a little concerned about kicking too much to a minor review. A pedestrian gate is something we wanted, and if it's approved with the car gate there, with the understanding they'll come in with a pedestrian gate for approval at some point, that doesn't seem like a real sound approach for just getting that design element dealt with. But I do appreciate that it was flipped 180. But that street presence is important, and as long as there's that car gate there, it's really not going to be expressed. So that's the extent of my comments.
Alex, I do want to thank you. We didn't mention it, but you did bring the building north entirely, so it had a flush setback on the south, and we should
Yeah.
acknowledge that you did that one for us. Thank you.
Absolutely, and flipping it.
Yeah. Okay, Maurice.
Well, okay, I have a couple of comments here. Okay, I understand the proposal of using bricks, okay, for, to change the porch. However, okay, I don't really think that using new bricks will match the vintage color of the existing bricks. So I don't think it's going to bring anything to that building. Okay. I understand the historic preservation staff decisions to recommend, okay, either some form of stucco or some wood paneling, whatnot. And I do concur with them. Okay. The let's not forget that the new bedroom actually replaces the porch. Okay. If you look at porches, uh, yes, you will find
Carport.
some of them. I mean, carports. If you look at carports, yes, you will find that some of them have are made out of bricks. And again, like I said, if we were to get a hold of bricks, okay, that would be the exact same vintage as the ones which are currently on the house. I would say, all right, okay, I would go along with it, but I kind of doubt it. Okay, so it's going to look different anyway. So I would go along with the historic preservation start recommendation. Okay, and that's and we're probably going to have to reconvene until we get into an agreement here. But like I said, it's the another thing is the like a window. Okay, on the side. Uh, I don't really like to look at a blank wall, from the street. Okay, and I think it would be, a positive, to actually, put a window there. I understand that the homeowner is not really looking for it, but again, like I said, we're going to look at the big picture, okay, and a blank wall is not something really, agreeable, So again, like I said, I will go along with the historic preservation staff recommendation. Yeah, this is what I think.
Okay, Matt, comments.
I only have one comment, and it gets clarification from the rest of the board if I'm missing something, but I thought lots that were under 6,500 square feet, the max square footage of ADU was 650.
I think that was the original proposal, and I think the state law changed it. Am I correct, Michael, that it now can be up to, it's supposed to be somewhat smaller, but it can be substantially larger than the original ADU law.
That is correct, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Good. Then no other questions?
Okay. Lynn, comments?
I got confused about, as usual, about what the carport is made of.
Well, it has a single wood post on the, let's see, northeast corner, and then the back of it is supported by a masonry shell that houses a shed with a space between that and the backyard that you can walk through. Although it looks currently like that back wall has been filled in somewhat and has in fact, can you show us the backyard photo? Yeah,
you can see there's a wall there or something.
yeah, it now shows that there's actually a window in that shed, and it's not brick or may not be brick. There's another photo that shows the back of it. There we go. And they've added the electrical panel where the old walkway was. No, I guess the walkway is there. There's a window, the back of that shed. It's either painted black or it's wood battens instead of the masonry that they're showing to demolish. It has the electrical panels. It has another metal slider window. And you can see that there is indeed a kitchen window and a door into the Arizona room that has horizontal sliding on it under the porch, which PDSD has talked about. And the well, the kind of odd angle of the up above the eave also has wood siding on it on that north face, and we never got that elevation for us to be able to see why we're talking about all, but it does have a brick pony wall. So we're talking about all sorts of different options that will make this somewhat consistent, but also read as a succession of historic additions.
Yeah,
Okay.
just to note, I've actually talked with
Well,
the
no
client.
wonder I'm confused.
Yeah.
He actually would prefer to do the siding. He says if you guys are open to that, then he would nix the brick altogether and just do siding. And I see that would match.
And would you put in a brick pony wall like is shown there on the Arizona room?
Yeah, that'll tie it into that part.
Okay, that might be more consistent and show that it's a new section.
Yeah.
And you see how those are vertical panels of windows even there on the shed currently?
Yeah.
That's
sliders,
the
yeah.
sort of window configuration we were talking about for whatever you do on the main house.
Correct.
So if you add one on the east side, you can show the front of the house again. It has, I think there's a picture window in the living room with two side vents, and then there are apparently sliders in the two bedrooms, and then there are also sliders in each of the bedrooms on the south side that aren't shown on this plan. And are they metal?
Yeah.
It looked like they were anodized aluminum metal. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we can't really approve aluminum per the code, but we could do metal windows or clad wood windows that have that same sort of vertical configuration for whatever is done on the main building so that there's a compatibility factor. What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, I like that. That's a set. Well, I'm gonna nix these guys. I'll throw the slider over here that matches these guys over here, which are 4x4s.
Could
Put it
you
right in the
nix
middle.
maybe one in the bedroom, but leave the center one, or do something with that on the north wall so you don't present yet another blank wall?
Okay, that's fine. I'll nix this one right here.
And
We'll
then
keep this guy, and then a four,
and
and
you
I'll
leave
switch
this,
it to slider.
and you could leave the same footprint with a pony wall with wooden side, horizontal wood siding above that.
Yep.
To match the north wall of the Arizona room.
Agreed.
Okay. Do you want to tell us what you're thinking? If you've got your contractor on the phone, can you tell us what you're thinking for your pedestrian gate? Is it a single gate with a fence in that 6 foot, 8 foot opening? Is it made out of metal? Is it wooden pickets? Is it?
Yeah, that one I probably wouldn't be able to get enough information in this one meeting, so I definitely would. So when you say a minor review, could that be on its own full minor review? That way we still have the plans for the
It means
ADU.
you'd have to come back and meet with a once a revised plan and a motion is made tonight, then it goes to PRS and then they make all of their comments, the plans review subcommittee of the historical commission. And then a member of that commission and a member of this board will come and see your plans for your pedestrian gate and say yay or nay or how to change that when you get the plans for that, because we did request that last time and they are not here.
Yeah, that one I would, because I doubt I might get enough information from him for you guys to say yes or no on it. So that one I would definitely do as a separate review, and just do these ones.
Okay, so you're willing to do metal clad wood windows in a vertical configuration like casements for the main house. There's no problem with the windows on the ADU. They're appropriate. You already did those, and they can
Yeah.
be separate styles.
Correct.
Okay. But the windows you put on will at least match in configuration the existing on the house.
Correct.
Okay. Is anyone writing this down so we can make a motion?
I'm trying. I'm trying to, but I still have a question.
Okay, sure, Jen.
I'm gonna be the nattering school marm on this one. Right now, the front of the ADU has a high wall all across the front of it, and this is presenting as the front of this dwelling unit. And it seems like it needs to be addressed more than just a pedestrian gate. And it seems like leaving it till after the builder has approved plans to maybe have a minor review at some point just makes me uncomfortable.
It's tough. It's an 8-foot opening because it was an access gate that for wide enough for a vehicle. And I don't even know if the photo is on this particular set of plans, but it's just kind of got some, there it is. It's got some
Right.
rotten cedar gates on it. So it's
Right.
got two posts
But
on each
what,
side. So if that goes away and then there's a see-through fence that you can see the front of the building from the streetscape, theoretically they meet the code.
with just a pat, they could have something that was totally opaque except for the walkway.
No, they would probably need to infill that with like an open something that would give a street presence.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. I'm just saying this feels like more than a minor review if the project is getting approved. I mean, you're basically hoping they come back.
Alex, do you think you could put in a simple metal open barred fence and gate in that opening that is no taller than 4 feet?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that one, I'm okay doing whatever you guys want on that one. If whatever helps you guys get
Does that
satisfied.
seem reasonable, Jan?
Yeah, so 4 foot tall, open
Metal picket,
fence.
simple style.
You
Gate
want them to
and
have
fence.
the offsets, right?
You can put the gate
Yeah, offsets.
on one side with a post and then a fence, or you can put it in the middle and put two little side panels. Either way,
Yeah. That's what I think will look nice. Have it centered in that space. So we'll do
then
so.
you'll have to realign your sidewalk accordingly. Because the drawing that you show, if any part of your site plan is correct, shows it all kind of off to one side.
Right. Yeah, it does.
So here's what I kind of put 4 foot tall, open metal picket fence to fill car gate opening with a pedestrian gate location to be determined or something.
It'd be centered because I mean, even looking at it now, it's the center of the gate's almost centered with the door, so it won't be directly centered, but no one's standing directly in front like that. So it'll be nice to have it.
Okay.
Some panels in the gate panels.
Well,
Yeah.
all I was thinking is we don't have to prescribe it if it turns out the opening or whatever is slightly offset, but we could certainly do that.
We don't have to tell them where we put
Yeah,
it. Just
yeah.
the appropriate fence
Yeah. Okay.
that's open and visible.
With a pedestrian gate.
Yeah, and you can see the
Yeah.
front door of the house that
Yeah.
way.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you have any ideas about lighting fixtures or door hardware or anything?
No, not on that part. That's something definitely GC will present.
Okay, then hardware and fixtures on the ADU should be historically compatible.
Mhm.
Should we add that? Or staff? Michael, what do you think? Staff should do that one? There's a lot not here.
I mean, historically compatible with what, the age of the main house or the
Well,
neighborhood
probably with the
or
neighborhood. because
So,
it's a new
okay.
ADU that's mimicking a bungalow style,
Okay.
so more with a neighborhood.
We can do that.
Or simple and neutral. I mean, we don't want to see the deluxe Rococo that's on sale from Home Depot going on it.
Okay, so hardware and fixtures to be simple or historically consistent with the neighborhood.
Yeah. And then it sounds like we're okay to agree the current footprint of the addition if it has a low pony wall and horizontal wood siding that matches the north side of the Arizona room
Yes.
with a fenestration on that wall and a fenestration on the north wall that in configuration, vertical configuration, matches the form of the contributing house.
Correct.
Board, what do you think?
You're headed in the right direction for sure.
What should we add or change?
I'm good with this.
Okay, Michael, do you think that would differentiate the building enough?
Almost.
Almost.
Yeah, our concern was just brief, brief, and brief. If we were to use a different type of brief that somebody can clearly see and distinguish that you can see this is the existing and this is the new, that will probably make more sense to us.
I think we
Well, so
got it.
they could change the bond of it because this one
But
has a
if,
running
if they're
bond.
leaving the siding there and doing the pony wall, as you said, that shows that it is an addition enough.
Yeah. And do we need to mention that back porch because it is existing and it's never been approved for a permit?
Please,
Michael?
since you are reviewing that, you might as well, because zoning is going to pick up on that.
Do we need to approve that porch as exists? Or make recommendations so that they don't have to go through all of that?
Yes, Mr. Chair, just to prevent, because the zoning staff will look at it and they do not see any permits or any approval for that, then they'll hold on responsible for that, and they may have to come back. So while you are at it now, if you feel that the Porsche as it is compatible and it meets the guidelines and the external standard, by all means, you can recommend that for approval as well. That way, he doesn't need to come back to you.
What do you think, board? Does it look okay there in the back?
I
Fairly
think it
simple.
does.
Yeah.
Sure.
And totally include it so they don't have to come back for that.
Can you add that, Jan?
Got it.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. Do you want to make a motion and read it out?
Sure. In the matter of, I'm not going to read the whole number, 848 South 4th Avenue. Two projects. One is to enclose the carport into living space, and the other is an ADU. We recommend approval as presented with the following conditions: that the front enclosure be characterized by a brick pony wall and horizontal wood paneling to match the configuration of the north wall of the sunroom, of the Arizona room. That the windows on the addition be metal or metal-clad vertical casement windows to match existing windows on the house, one on the east side of the addition and one on the north. That the existing car gate on the south side of the property be replaced with a 4-foot tall open metal picket fence to fill the opening with a pedestrian gate to be located within it. That hardware and fixtures be simple or historically consistent with the neighborhood. And we also approve the back porch that's been that's already constructed but not previously permitted. Is that it?
I think you got it.
Do we have a second?
Allow me, Martha McClemmons, second.
Great. All right. Roll call. Stan.
Yes.
Okay. Martha.
Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
Maurice.
Yes.
Matt.
Yes.
Lynn.
Yes.
And I say yes. Great.
Yeah, you don't mind sending that motion to me on this generic, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
Great.
All right.
Is-
Thank you guys.
We try to work with you.
Of course, I appreciate it. And John, I see what you're talking about. I didn't show the porch on there at all. I didn't even know that was like that till you pointed it out now. It's a good catch.
And when you take this to PRS, show them exactly this. You have to show them the same set, but you can fix your site plan. You can change your setbacks. You can write them in. You can show the doors and windows that are there and what it probably might feel like, and maybe a gate suggestion so that there won't be lingering stuff.
Of
No,
course.
Mr. Chair, please. PROs actually will get your recommendation, will get your motion. We want applicants to go to PRS with the same plans that you do. We do not want applicants going to PRS with revised plans. Just wait until after PRS has done their review, and then applicants can revise the plans. Because you are an independent body, PRS is an independent body. So what you are recommending here, PRS might feel different about it. So Alex, please, let's not revise the plans at this point. But
Well, that's what
take
he
a
was
good-
saying. Yeah, that's what he said. He said, don't change it yet, just to make
Oh,
sure
okay.
I gave you guys the same plan.
I want to
okay.
clarify. I said that Alex might want to have the options on
Ready.
hand to show, but still send in the same plan.
Okay.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Thank you guys.
Thanks, Alex. Okay.
Thank
moving
you.
on. Thanks. All right. Item 4, number B. Sorry for your very, very long wait. Dane is here and Peter is here. Okay. Item B. SD 0526-00084/TC-RES-0526-02663 647 South 4th Avenue. And I guess this is a proposal for a second-story bedroom and stuff. Michael, do you want to
Yes,
tell us the staff
yes,
report?
yes, Mr. Chair. Before I do, Dan and Peter,
Yes.
which screen should I use?
Dane. You can use my screen.
Which one, Peter?
Dane.
Okay. Okay. Just wait. Let me finish with this. Mr. Chair, members of the board, this one, as you see in the staff report, looks straightforward to staff. It's just adding a roof dormer and a bedroom on the second floor with some skylight. Um, this is the first time you are reviewing this project, so I do not have any comments from your past, um, from any past review. And we did not receive any public comments regarding this project. But when you go down on your staff report, you will find our staff findings here that historic preservation staff finds that the proposed work will conform with applicable preservation standard. The addition, the additions are proposed within the footprint of the existing home. Based on the submitted photos, the roof dormers exist within this development zone. The proposed dormer would be located on a secondary facade and would be lower in height than the top of the existing home's ridge line. Proposed siding will match existing. The roof materials for the dormer is, we are presuming that will match that of the existing home. But the asphalt shingles will need to be noted on the plans. If you
Michael, they're
propose,
actually not asphalt. They are a very expensive metal shingle that was put on about 7 years ago by the Laus family, which
oh,
was the first example in the neighborhood.
okay, I will update that. So that metal shingles.
They're really nice.
Okay,
I think that hopefully they still make them.
I hope so.
yeah, we need those
They
to be
should. A few
noted.
other people have used them in the neighborhood since then. It's been a great precedent.
We need those to be noted on the plan because they were not noted. That's why we assumed they were asked for. Just the same advice as you heard that we gave to the other applicant, we are advising you to check with the State Historic Preservation Office to make sure that you do not, all changes that you are proposing are not going to compromise your ability to be eligible to participate in the state property tax program. With that ends my staff presentation to you today. If there are any specific question that you want to ask, I am available to answer. If not, Mr. Chair, members of the board, I will turn this over to the applicants to share the screen.
Okay, so Dane, are you the designer or engineer or?
Yeah, I worked with Peter to get this design onto paper for them and try to get a little more space into their house without you know going overboard or taking too much of the footprint of what's existing.
Yeah, I just didn't see any stamps on the drawings, so I didn't know if you had a design firm or whatever.
No, I'm a draftsman.
Okay, doesn't matter. They looked good. Okay, do you want to present?
Well, do you guys
You can share your screen.
okay, let me
Pretty straightforward. You can kind of quickly walk us through. I don't.
yeah, what they're trying to do is obviously they're trying to add another bedroom, bathroom to their house. They are the proposal is to build it up in up in the roof area, the attic of the existing house, and adding a dormer on of um, the north side of the house, kind of behind the chimney fireplace that's existing to help hide it from the west side of the street. And then just keep everything matching similar to the existing house. And and then give them a little more light, give them a little more headroom, give them a little bit of area to be able to move around up there.
Michael, are you going to show the project?
That's what I'm trying to do here.
Yeah, design packet.
Would let me.
Second line from the bottom. There we go. You might need to blow it up.
That's what I'm saying.
You can get a little spyglass.
Can you see now?
No, it went back. Your mouse jumped. It went back to the main page.
Can you see now?
Nope, still on the main page.
Oh my God. Let me start.
So while we're dealing with tech issues, I have three quick questions. And then for the board, on your elevations, they're misnamed. So north equals south, east equals west. So you'll need to modify that on your elevations.
Okay.
Yeah. So north is actually the south side, and the south is actually the north, and east, and vice versa.
East.
Elevations page. They're just
Yeah.
incorrectly named for their location.
West. I see that. Yeah. Yeah. So you want them,
They should be corrected because that's a typo.
yes. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay.
It's the north side. So where we're proposing the dormer, that'd be the north side of the house, but you would be looking south.
You would be looking south at it. Yes.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other questions are about the skylight and the chimney, but let's see if Michael can get it popped up.
Let me pop up.
And I have it up if I need to share my screen.
Okay.
Michael, why don't you share screen again? And Dane can open it and he can show us what we're talking about.
Okay. You're still the co-chair, I think. Let me see. I think you're
Yeah,
still my co.
mine's telling me it says host disabled.
Okay,
Versus
okay. Let me make you. Let me get back to it. I have to take myself back in. Oh, let me stop. Okay. You're still the co-host now, so it was stayed. Okay, let me start.
Just made
Go
Stan
ahead,
the
start.
co-host.
Stay. Yeah, I did.
You need to make Dane the co-host.
I did.
it's not allowing me. It says it's still disabled.
No, you're the co-host now.
A pop-up said it went to Stan.
Can you pull up your screen, Stan? Oh God. I love tech. Why don't you close out all hosting and then assign a new one to Dane?
Sure, I'm glad the World Cup's over.
Then are you able to share now?
No, I just tried it and it says it's still disabled.
It popped up
Still,
as Stan
it
again.
still keeps going to
It's
Stan.
going to Stan, not Dane.
Oh, let's see. Oh, that was me. Sorry.
No, none of us would have guessed that.
Yeah.
Yay!
Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Can you guys see it now?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It will in a second. Yeah.
Sorry about that. I was doing the wrong business. And I was making you the co-host.
So yeah, the top left is actually the south elevation.
Yep.
Yada
Yep.
yada.
I see that. Yep.
It's just a typo.
Mhm. Yeah, so on the north slash what the plans say south elevation, it would be where the proposed dormer gable end would be to the bedroom. Um, looking at the front elevation, you can see it's below the roof, the peak of the roof, and it is behind the existing chimney that's there to help, mask the new addition to minimize the look of it from the street. And then from the east side, um, it'd be very minimal, and um, and then from the south side, you wouldn't see it at all.
Are you going to attempt to replicate the fish scales?
Yeah, that's what they would like to do. They really like the details that are on the existing house and would like to try to do the same feature along that gable end to help blend it in, match it, and um, just give it the same look.
Just a comment on that. Since it is a new dormer, even though you have gable ends with historic details, you might want to at least vary the pattern.
Okay. Okay.
So maybe a diamond or a simple shake or something that replicates the material but isn't
The exact.
matching.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
not an
So
original dormer.
So like you said, like doing a diamond pattern as opposed to I think what's on there is more like a fish scale pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on a side and it's somewhat hidden by the chimney.
Yeah.
And then the skylight, is it flat flush to the roof?
The skylight would be flush to the roof. Yeah. And the skylight is because in that area, let me see here. Um, go up. If we look at the floor plan right here on the second story, the skylight will be over the area of the bathroom to just allow some natural light into the bathroom.
So it's about 3.5 by 18 inches.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, it wasn't specified in the plans. And how
Oh,
much?
yeah, I'm sorry, it's 3.5 by 18 inches. Yep.
Okay. And how much do you have to go up on the chimney?
Well, it probably, I think the chimney needs to go up just a few courses.
Okay.
I think it may be like 3 or 4 courses.
That shouldn't be too bad.
No.
There was an earthquake in Armory Park in 1928, and so a lot of the old Victorian style houses had a lot of their chimneys toppled. So you can see the one that still has the decorative trim on it
Yeah.
in the kind of the southwest corner, but the back one they just kind of just added plugs to make it
The heights.
functional once
Yeah.
it's coupled. So a lot of them are short and truncated now that once had decorative details. But if it's only a couple courses, I think they did have that fixed maybe 10, 15 years ago. And unfortunately, I don't think there's anyone in the Laos family to ask. But if it's not stabilized, you may need to do a little work to make sure that you can go up that distance.
Yeah.
We had it repointed
You had it
recently.
repointed? You did that?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, great. All right. You've got a lot of lumber to buy. I can't believe all those 2x12s you have to put in there to stabilize all of that. But it looks like you've got pretty good plans to my eyes. Board comments.
Would I be rude to make a motion to accept the plan as proposed?
No, and we could even have a second, but Stan's got his hand raised, and somebody else on the board may like to ask a question.
Of course.
Stan.
Yeah. I guess I have some concerns about the project. Not necessarily what you're doing, but what you have to do in order to accomplish what you want. Do you have a structural engineer on as a consultant?
We will get one in to take a look at everything once we start, once they start tearing things apart.
I think you should probably get a structural engineer involved before you start tearing things apart. I'm concerned about several things on this thing that really I think are going to be very difficult to accomplish. Number one, what is the ceiling material in the main house? Is it plaster and lath?
It is.
Okay. I'm assuming you've been up in the attic and you've
Yes.
seen what the existing framing is like.
Yes.
All right. In most of these old homes, especially of this age, they did use a rough sawn 2x4 for a lot of the framing, both the ceiling framing and the roof framing. And they added usually maybe some collar ties at the top and maybe some bracing going down from the roof rafters to the ceiling joists.
Yes.
And maybe there's just a row of that that accomplishes some intermediate support for the roof joists. I'm assuming that that is existing now.
It is.
Okay. What you want to do is that you want to go up there and put in 2x12s at 12 inches on center. And my concern is that when you put a 2x4, 2x12 adjacent to an existing 2x4, and no matter where you put it, you're going to have plaster that comes up through the cracks. And you're not going to be able to get that 2x12 bearing directly on the bearing walls. So you're going to have to put spacers in there in order to make that work. And the question is, are you nailing that 2x12 to the 2x4s for additional support on the roof, on the ceiling?
So sistering them.
Yeah, do you know if it's called a sister joist, where you reinforce an existing joist by putting another joist beside it to give it additional strength? Now, the reason I'm saying that is because when you start putting these 2x12s up there, you're going to be moving around and dropping those 2x12s on the 2x4s, trying to get them in between the joists. You could do some damage to that plaster ceiling. I mean, some serious damage, because of that plaster isn't going to take it very well when you start trying to get that down there. So I would make sure that the spacer is up high enough so that it doesn't interfere with any of the plaster.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you can or not, but I think I would probably nail that 2x12 to the 2x4s. But the problem is, when they're only 12 inches on center, you can't get a nail gun in there to do it. So I think that's going to be a real problem. The second problem with those 2x12s, when you get over to the bearing walls on the exterior wall, I don't know. I have no idea how you're going to anchor that to the wall to give you some to give you some uplift protection. That's a structural engineer's problem, and I'm sure that they can find a way to solve that. But what happens is when you're doing all of this, you're going to have to basically, well, I guess you can lay all your 2x12s down before you take out the supports for the 2x4 roof joists. But in order to put your 3/4 inch plywood down, but you're going to have to do some temporary shoring, I
There'll
would
be some
think.
temporary bracing going on.
There'd be quite a bit because
Yeah.
I'd be very concerned about what happens once you got a big area that you're putting 2x4 or 3/4 inch plywood down over those 2x12s.
And needing to put in a steel post or two within existing walls, or even a metal frame around the new stuff, because it may not sit. The bricks the house is made of are pretty soft, and all that additional weight could compromise their bow factor. So you really should get an engineer.
Well, yeah, I'm saying in the engineer because you're doubling the load on those footers. You know, oftentimes the footers of the old homes were big enough that they could take that, but you've doubled your dead load and your live load on those existing footers. And the section tells me that that 1 footer that's supporting the center bearing wall is set directly up on top of the dirt. It's not buried in the dirt at all. And I don't know, I'm assuming you've been down there and it looks like everything's fine there. I mean, everything's solid and
It does, yeah.
Is there a crawl space under the house?
There is.
There's a basement and crawl space.
You may need to do some foundation work under your parallel walls along the living room and kitchen walls and stuff to help support from the ground all the way up the additional weight. But
Yeah.
those are structural interior problems that aren't really our purview, but
I agree.
old
It's
houses
not,
are complicated.
what I'm saying has nothing to do with my approval on the project. But
No.
what I am saying is that I'm concerned that if this isn't done correctly, you could actually lose and damage the ceiling and you could lose the roof, because if you take all of that support that's existing right now, which isn't really that generous on the roof framing members, if you're not doing that carefully and providing adequate temporary shoring, you get a big windstorm, you could lose that roof. And I don't think you want to do that, and I don't think we want to see that. So like I said, I have nothing wrong. I see nothing that bothers me specifically about the work you're doing and how it's going to be expressed on the outside, but I am concerned about the safety and structure of the house. So
well, we are too.
I strongly recommend that you get a structural engineer involved to make sure that you're doing what you can do, because there's a couple of other areas on that roof framing that I just don't understand, because it looks like on either side of the new dormer, you're tripling up, you got triple 2x12s that go to a ridge beam, existing 2x4 ridge beam, a ridge joist that goes up to that ridge beam, and then you got another triple 2x3 2x12s that is now running east-west that goes toward the front of the house, that I think is being used and cantilevered off of a bearing wall to help support the loading that you're going to add to it. But what you're doing, what you're telling me in that drawing is that those 3 new 3x12s, you're going to be removing an existing 2x4 roof joist. And I'm not too sure how you're going to do that successfully without maybe doing some damage to the roof again. Because to get that off with those old with those old nails that may be in there quite deep, it may be very difficult to do that. And when you're doing that, you could do some damage to the roof decking again. So all of that, I think, really needs to be looked at very carefully so that everyone is comfortable that you're going to get the results that you want without doing any damage to the house.
There's another case on my street where they thought they could get away with like taking out a bunch of the supporting interior brick walls and discovered that, lo and behold, they could not.
We don't want to get away with anything. We want it to be done correctly.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Well, I agree, that's why I'm bringing it up, because I want, if you're aware of it and you've looked at it and you understand how you're going to do it, then great, fine. I'm backing off. I retract everything, but I do think that a structural engineer is critical at this point to make sure, because when you start tearing it apart, you may find yourself in more trouble than you think.
That could go into a motion as a recommendation without it being binding. But welcome to the neighborhood. I hope your house doesn't fall in. I think it's going to go okay. But yeah, these houses are tricky because in my house, well, one of the houses, they were 2x4s nominal, but they were 26 inches apart, and I had to put in new beams in all the rooms down below to hold it all up.
Yeah.
And the other one was built strong enough to actually be insulated with 2 feet of lava rock, which was put in 1900. So that one wasn't a problem. But when they took out some of the center beams, the center of the house went in 4 inches, and the whole house had to be jacked up and steel framed. So it's a learning curve. But I really like what you've done on the exterior of the house.
Oh, well, thank you.
Which is our purview.
Yeah.
And
I have some other questions now that deal.
So glad I remembered that.
Have some other questions that deal more with the detailing of what I think should be addressed. And one of those deals with, if you go to the roof framing plan, that's the floor framing. If you go to the roof framing plan.
Next page.
Okay. You see where that existing chimney is beside on the west side of the new dormer?
Right here.
Yeah. You're showing your roof eave on the south side of the new dormer. That last roof joist is extending out and beyond, if I'm looking at it correctly, beyond the edge, the south edge of the chimney. But
that might be the lower portion of that might be the lower portion of the roof. It stops here, and then you just have the continuation of the lower roof, right here.
So you're suggesting they may need to modify their cricks or replace some of them to deal with the change in the runoff stand?
well, I don't know. I think it's a little bit of a problem. It's a tough detail around that chimney. And the reason I bring that up is because if you look at the eave detail of the existing house, it's got a flush eave. I mean, it's a soffit underneath it. If you look at the look at the section. Look at the section. You see on the south side the way that soffit is perpendicular to the wall, so it's a flat soffit. It doesn't follow the line of the ceiling joist, the roof joist.
Yeah.
All right. Is that the way you're doing the soffit on the dormer?
No. It would be consistent. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess we could do it that way. Yes.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the problem is that it causes a problem at the chimney, and when you turn the corner and on the south side of the dormer, you can't take that soffit all the way across like you see on the front elevation of the house, on the west side of the house. You've got a continuous soffit. There's a name for that. Let's see what. It's called a horizontal cornice. If you look at the east elevation. Okay, stop that. You see the east elevation? That's a pedestal type end gable, where you've got that soffit that goes horizontally across at the bottom of the roof eave. You can't do that on your dormer because of the window. So what you could do is they call it like a classic cornice, where that cornice, the soffit frames around and does a very short, stubby soffit. If you can look on my, I don't know if you can see it on my picture here. Can you see what that does? Can you see that?
Yeah, the little return.
Yeah, it's a return. They call it. They got several names for it. It's called a pork chop or a poor man cornice. You know, it's one way to do that if you're going to have a cornice, an eave detail like it's on the house. If you don't, if you just have if you just maintain the eave with just the slope of the roof, then all you have to do is put a fascia on the eave, and it makes it easier to terminate in the front.
Yeah.
It's not a problem. So I think we need to decide what you're doing, because it looks like that's what you're doing on the south elevation of the dormer. If you look on the left-hand side, those
Yes.
boats are in the way, so I can't see what's happening to that dormer.
Yeah, I believe on this set of plans it does show it as just a fascia board at the end.
Okay, well, I mean, it's going to have, you're not going to have a solid soffit underneath it in there. You're just following the line of the roof then.
Okay.
Is that what you're doing?
Yes, it's going to have a fascia at the end.
Well, you'll have fascia on the end of the
Yeah.
ceiling joist. I mean, or the roof joist. I understand that, but you're not dropping a soffit. So it's a soffit like it's indicated on your building section.
No, correct.
All right. Okay. All right. Now let's look at the window. Again, if you go back to the go to the window of the west elevation on the drawing. Go down, go down. All right, now on the west elevation, you're calling it the east elevation, but it's the west elevation. You see the vent that's in that opening?
Yeah, right here.
All right, that has a wood trim around the vent. And you're going to need a wood trim around that window like that in order to terminate the wood shingles. You can't just terminate the wood shingles because that window is set back a couple of inches from the face, and you just can't handle that. You're going to have to bring the wood from the window frame is going to have to come out, and then you put the wood trim on top of that, and then stub your run your wood shingles into that wood trim.
Yeah.
All right, so that wood trim needs to go around that window.
The window.
All right, that would be on the jambs, on the sill, and on the head.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Let me see.
He is the licensed architect. He's done a lot of these.
It's good.
And he gives very good advice.
All right, I don't know that. All right, you show on the electrical plan, you show, I think it's the electrical plan, you show that you got a split system.
Yes.
And you've got a wall-mounted unit, and then you have an outdoor condenser on the roof of the bonus room.
Yes.
That's a 12,500 BTU unit. How big is that? Do you know?
The multi-port unit.
The exterior condenser, which is on the roof of the
I don't know off the top of my head. I know it was rated for larger, and it has another port for another head.
Well, I guess what I'm saying, 12,000 BTUs seems like it's fairly good size, so it may be
Yeah.
a large unit. I was wondering if we could maybe move that more to the center of the so we don't see it from the side, from
Like
the
on the other side of the chimney, or
from 16th or from 17th Street.
Yeah,
yeah. So yeah.
that should be able to be slid over to the north side along
I think I would prefer it over there, so at least you don't see it from 17th, or you shouldn't see it from 17th if it's back that far, because it's probably a vertical slim thin unit, but it's it could be tall.
Mhm. Now you guys have
It's already there right now.
It's
It is.
already there.
oh
It's
currently
existing.
there.
What's
Yeah.
it serving?
The inside of the house now, we took out the ductwork that was added at some point and put in mini splits in each room.
It went in without a permit quite a while ago.
Oh, I thought actually it went in with a permit
Or
a
did
couple
we
years
end
ago.
up, slapping it on another permit?
Retroactively,
A minor review.
Yeah, that's right. We slapped it
We did
on
a back.
another,
It
yeah.
was not long after you bought the place. I
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
remember. Yeah.
when we did the
It's
solar.
permitted
Yeah.
to be, then
Yeah, we added
we
it,
can't
yeah.
recommend to change its location. If
Right.
they need another one, though, we could recommend that it gets moved to the north.
Another one.
All right, well, if it's there and if no one's ever seen it, when I drove by, I didn't look up there to see because I was thinking it was new. So if it's there, it's there. So there's not much we can do about it then.
Yeah.
All right, I don't have anything else.
Okay. Other board members?
I just had one question, and that was whether the skylight was opening.
Yes. We would like for it to open for ventilation, to do a roof window.
Okay.
And it'll pop up on the south side? But it's flush when
Yes.
closed.
Yes,
Flush when closed, but
correct.
it's
Okay.
probably gonna be open a lot.
Oh, I don't know. The house next to KXCI has 2 roof windows. That's the type that we're looking at.
I would say then if it's an operable skylight, your curb height is probably going to be higher than what you indicate on your drawings. Because that's going to have to be up a little bit in order to prevent water from rushing in on a rain. If it was sealed, it could probably be close to flush, but my sense is it's probably going to be a taller curb than what you show then on the plans, because it's almost a flat condition on the roof.
Well, if it's raised slightly, but it has an appropriate crick, but it's still flush per the guidelines, we would be okay with that, Stan?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, ma'am, because you are participating in this discussion, can you please provide us with your name, please?
Oh, I'm Audra Melstead.
Hi, Audra. Okay.
What was the last name again?
Melstead.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Lynn, Matt, Maurice, anything?
Yeah, I think it looks very good. I think it's a good project. And if it's done correctly, it's going to look smashing. You should listen to Stan because he knows. Okay, just be careful when you do it. But it looks like a winner, so I'm all for it.
Matt,
Nothing from me.
Lynn,
I'm fine with it. Yay.
okay. Well, Martha made a motion to approve, but Stan, you've got a couple conditions like suggesting they hire an engineer.
Well, I
Mr. Chair.
don't. We can certainly put that in as a suggestion.
Recommend it. We could recommend it as a suggestion, but not a mandate.
Right.
And we're all agreed that the scaling on the new dormer needs to be a different pattern so it doesn't replicate the historic.
Okay.
Differentiated, yeah.
Are we okay with that? Michael, do you think that would work?
Yeah, that will work.
Okay. Anything else you want to add specifically, Stan?
Yes, that the eave overhang on the dormer is a straight uh, uh, overhang with no soffit, that it will have trim on the end exposed face of the roof joist to match the trim, the eave trim of the existing house, and that a 1x board be placed around the window, jamb, sill, and head.
Okay.
Okay.
At this time, I would like to withdraw my motion because I know somebody's been taking copious notes and would give us a coherent one. Jan?
No, I wasn't. That was Stan.
Okay. So the motion will read, as presented with the following conditions. It is recommended that the owner gets an engineer, that the detailing
Make that a structural engineer.
structural engineer, that the detailing of the scaling in the gable shall be differentiated from the pattern, that there will be appropriate trim and structural details on the new gable that are compatible or match the existing gables. Does that work, Stan?
Yes,
And that the skylight is flush and set appropriate at an appropriate safe height for an opening skylight.
and that wood trim be placed around the perimeter of the two double hung windows.
Great. So thank you for making that motion, Stan. Do we have a second?
I second.
Great. Michael, do you have that?
I will listen to the tapes.
Okay.
Not unless you want to send it to me, Mr. Chair.
Stan, do you want to type that up or email it to him?
Do I want to?
No, you don't have to. I'm just asking you. You don't have to, please.
Michael, I'll try to do something when you put the recording on.
I will send it. Yeah, I will send it to you anyway.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good.
So we got that. Are the Melsteads happy?
We are.
Is Dane happy?
If the Melsteads are happy, I'm happy. Of course.
All right. I'm going to call the question. Stan.
Yes. Approved.
Great. Martha.
Yes.
Jan.
Yes.
Maurice.
Yes.
Matt.
Yes.
Lynn.
Yes.
And John. I say yes. So it passes unanimously. Good luck with it. I hope PRS doesn't come up with entirely different things. And that you have a safe reconstruction project moving forward.
Thank you. We would like to have a long, happy life here.
It's a great house. It really is.
Yeah.
So we're delighted that a wonderful new couple with energy has it. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Okay. Minor reviews. I know that a pool was recently approved by Stan at 719 South 4th Avenue this month. Michael, are there other minor reviews? Item 5.
Yeah, I have one at 215 East 19th Street for a roof. Stan, did I send that to you yet?
No.
Okay, I will do. And then I also have another one at 428 East 17 for a fence. Did
I
I
haven't
send
gotten
it?
that one either.
Okay, I'm going to send it to you and Mr. Chair.
Great, thank you. And I'm sorry I haven't responded, but because Stan and PRS already responded by the time I saw the emails and I concurred, I didn't comment. So thank you for doing it so timely.
Have we? Hello. Have we
Lynn.
seen anything from 815 South 3rd Avenue?
I mentioned it to staff.
Is
And that there are some,
813? Are you
and that
are you
there,
guys talking about 813?
it may
No,
be,
815.
Okay, the address says 813, but anyway, the one they're doing all the work on that just sold.
yes.
Okay,
Correct. They've
good,
put on a
good.
new roof. They've ripped
Yeah.
off
All the windows are
a
out.
back
Yeah,
structure.
rebuilt it.
Lynn, I
Yeah.
will honestly say I turned it over to Desiree the day you notified me of it. And I'm surprised there isn't a stop work order on it because
They were working on it even today. I've been by there the last few days.
that's not good. Michael,
No.
you
They're
probably,
working on it every day.
Yeah.
Michael, you need,
Jackhammers.
yeah, it is not on our, it is not on our, it is
Please,
not on
we
our agenda.
cannot discuss it. You can just mention it to staff, but please let's not
Well,
discuss
do
it.
something, please.
Staff, you may need,
It's my first time of hearing it, but we will do something. But
okay, I'm
let's not
surprised
discuss
Desiree
it.
didn't mention it, but yes, that needs to be looked into.
Okay, we'll do. But please let's not
And
discuss it.
I'm going to present myself as the nice neighbor who simply wants them to not do something that they have to
Ma'am,
undo in the
ma'am,
future.
ma'am,
Then,
this item is not on this agenda. Please
yeah,
let's not discuss it.
yeah,
So,
doing
And then
something
do
as a neighbor
something.
is very different from doing something here at the board. We cannot discuss
You
properties that
can,
are not agendized.
so
yeah,
what's
you
the
can.
call
In
to the
trouble.
board for?
That can be a recommendation to staff or other things as well, but we're still under minor reviews.
Okay.
Okay, now any others besides the two you mentioned, Michael?
No,
Okay,
not then they are, but I've not yet reviewed them. They're not at the level where I need to send to you people for review.
great. Stan and I will be looking for those. Call to the board. We have made a comment to look into a property that has not been reviewed for staff to investigate, period.
What is the address of that property?
It
It
was
is,
listed as 813, and I thought the house said 813, but I could be wrong. But when it sold, that was the address.
So 813 watts.
South Third.
South 3rd. So it's
It's an
either
1890,
813 or 815.
it's an
Yes.
1890s, like,
The street address is 815.
Okay.
great. And enough of that. Anything else on call to the board of other things?
Well, I have one and I'm not sure how it fits in. I'm mostly asking for clarification for those who've been on, who reviewed this project and I didn't. And it has to do with murder arms and whether you approve closing 2 windows on the front facade.
I'm not familiar with the acronym murder arms.
It's on South 4th Avenue.
It's 848. It was no, not 848. It's
Oh, we reviewed that one.
excuse me, 719 South 4th.
Oh, there was a minor review for a pool there.
No, they had
Oh.
a lot of review there.
They
Yeah.
had a
Like
lot of
they were
review.
converting it from a 4th. I can't remember now the guy's name who did all the work, and
I
then
believe everything is currently being done with staff on that particular property. It was very complex. And
right.
ERS made some different recommendations than we did. And the planning director's decision was somewhat modified, and I believe
Okay.
it's a large
How
consultation.
do you find plans that were approved? Because there are 2 front windows being closed off, and I'm just curious.
2 front windows being closed off.
That's what it appears. 3 of them are framed like they're going to be replaced, and 3 look like they're
Well,
maybe they're.
I think
Yeah.
one they were putting steel bars in or some type of grid in there. The other,
The 2 on the east side of the door are framed in the same.
on the east side, it's either north or south side of the
East
door.
side of the door, the south side of the door on the east
And
facade.
you
Yeah.
should take a photograph
I
and
did.
your comments and send them directly to Desiree and to Michael for staff to investigate. It's
Yeah,
not,
it might be fine, but I don't know
It
where
may
to
be.
look.
They put plywood over all of them right now.
Right.
they're in
But
construction.
Right, right. But there are 3 windows on the left that are framed that they're trying to frame in. The 2 on the right are plywood with insets.
To
So
be fair,
maybe,
they're in construction.
yeah. So
Yeah.
maybe they had 2 that they could put bars in. I don't know.
They had one that they were approved for metal bars.
Okay.
I, the, one of them was like bricked up, so they may be replacing the brick up. They could be doing any number of things, but it's not again on the agenda.
Okay.
So those things
Yes.
should be directed directly to staff
Okay.
with your concerns, just like
Okay.
a playhouse was, and it has been taken up by staff. And so I think that is a better
Okay.
process
So
than
how do we know what staff is doing?
call them.
Okay.
Is
Okay.
there a way online to
Michael
check out?
answers the phone.
So, okay.
He always
Yes, there
has.
is,
So I should call about the
Mr.
ongoing
Chair,
fence
Mr. Chair,
issues and
Mr.
yeah,
Chair,
okay.
members of the board. A lot of the plans that are approved are on property research online under the address. So you can go to the property research online and you type in the address, parcel number, or any of that. All the plans that were approved are there, or you can call us. We will be more than willing to share whatever was approved with the boards.
Michael,
Theoretically, the director's decision should also be posted.
Okay.
It's
Um,
also the director's decision is also on property research online.
Okay. Could you just, I'm sorry, could you just send us all that link for where we look?
Sure.
Or if everybody else knows, you can just send it to me.
I'll now send an email to you.
Okay, thank you.
Michael,
Appreciate it.
Yes.
wouldn't it make sense that once the city or the final staff recommendations are made, if they're going to be posted, why not send them to the chairman of the neighborhood advisory board so that they've got a record of what's going on?
Yeah, that would be helpful. You used to send me the director's decisions on cases, and now the last couple of years I've just been looking for them, but I would appreciate it if staff process can allow for that.
Yeah, they were coming for a while and it's
Yeah.
good feedback for us too.
It is.
The code says that whenever this is done, we're supposed to send them to the chair of the advisory board, the chair of the plans review subcommittee, those decision letters. But I guess with the coming of NEGOV, I believe the presumption is that all this thing is online and there is probably no reason to specifically send it to the chair, but we can make it, I've heard that we can make it a point of duty to inform you or let Mr. Chair or Madam Chair of every board.
It would be very nice as a courtesy if you could.
Yeah, I would take that back.
And then you could share it with us, John.
I'd be more than happy to as information only. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. That lead anything else on call to the board, because that leads to staff updates. Has anybody applied for Jason's position?
Yes. In fact, interviews were being done yesterday. Hopefully they hire somebody. Applications were received. They were screened. And as far as I know, I think yesterday or today afternoon, interviews were being conducted.
I sincerely hope you get some help there, because Jason was a lifesaver and we're all sad he's gone.
Yeah.
On a lot of fronts. That's how you were able to take a very long vacation this year, Michael.
I had to.
I understand. I understand. But I hope that goes well, and we can iron out some of these things that have been backlogged because of that change in staff.
I hope so too.
Yeah. Okay. Do you think we'll be coming back in August, Michael? Do you know of anything that may be coming forward for us?
Yes, your next meeting is August 18, 2026.
Okay.
I have one item that is ready at this point in time to be reviewed by the board. The Buffett at 5 points. You remember they had come to you. There is an outdoor patio, which they did a pre-application, a courtesy review report. By the end of Yes, by the end of 2025, I think that was November. So they have submitted their full plans now to come back to you for a full review for the outdoor patio, the kitchen, outdoor seating. So I have that application and it is ready for your review. So I will have that on August 18th. Another application may come in, I do not know at this point in time that I have a complete one, but I have this one which is ready. And the other thing, Mr. Chair, members of the board, the applicant for the Beam Avenue duplex, fourplex, or whatever it was, has never come back to do anything after the courtesy review that was conducted with the board.
That's probably because he sold the property last
Right.
week.
So that's what we were thinking.
Okay, so the new owner could theoretically take it up for a second revision if he purchased the plans, or he or she.
Maybe. So that one, but other than that, that is the only one that I have right now.
Okay. And I assume that there's still potentially a fence on 13th Street we may look at one day. I think it's only been floating maybe 6 years. Sorry, Michael.
Yeah, like I said, feedback would be nice or updates.
It'd be helpful if we could look into that. Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else from anybody? I know this is a little bit longer than we thought it would be, but I really appreciate everyone coming tonight. Stan, you're muted.
My question was, how come we have two Lynn Sutherlands on our participants?
That's why she's having an echo. Because she's locked in on two devices.
So she can see us on one and hear us on another, probably.
Exactly. So I can see you on one and then hit mute on the other.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Thanks for coming. Just a quick question, and it's not part of the meeting, but how's Enrique? Okay?
What was that?
Lynn had a difficult day the last time we had a meeting because her husband was ill, and I was just asking and hoping he was doing well.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Chair, do you want to close the meeting?
As he put it, he is still above dirt.
Way to be.
You want to close the meeting before you can discuss things that are outside the preview of the official
Fair
meeting?
enough. I was just giving neighborhood thanks. Anyway, and good welcome greetings. All right. We are going to close this meeting officially at 8:25 p.m.
Can I ask one more question?
Sure.
We had talked about exploring media in person, which actually was one of the reasons I agreed to come on to join this group. I understand the benefits and conveniences of meeting online, but I think there are also some benefits to meeting in person. And we were exploring some options, but it feels like it kind of got dropped. So I just would like to raise it.
It would probably have to be at the school unless we purchased a bunch of equipment for the church where APNA is now meeting. I think Desiree would also like to pose the question if we started at 6 instead of 6:30 moving forward, because it's difficult for staff. And there's a couple of other floating things out there. So very likely it probably wouldn't occur until September, but I can press the issue. Thank you for bringing it up.
Thanks for listening.
Okay, and now we will reclose the meeting at 8:26 p.m. officially. You can stop the recording, Michael. And thank you again for all coming. Good night.
Thank you.
All
Good to
right.
see y'all.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Hey, John,
Yes?
did you open up the email?